Hey, 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 welcome back, everybody. Oh, Ride by Wire. Sorry, too late. We'll be back on the chat screen in just a minute. In fact, you can go back there right now. I'm joined by some wonderful folks in chat here as well. I have to tell my mom. Yeah, well, we like to include you guys. We like to include everyone in chat here. Let's adjust this just a little bit. So, I'm very, yep, hey, Emma Forrest, thanks for coming back. Good to see some people joining us here for the inaugural flight of the ISS Vanguard. Definitely the first one taking off. But I am excited to be able to bring you the tutorial of ISS Vanguard. Now, this isn't exactly a completely blind play for me because I did play through the prototype back when the campaign was running on GameFound. And I had some commentary on my unboxing, which I'll just from Bryce, which I'll just address very quickly, which was you weren't super keen on the prototype, so glad to see you're giving it a second chance. Yes, I am giving it a second chance, and I'm very grateful to Awaken Realms for sending me a copy of the game, which has enabled me to play it, and because it is a review copy, I've got it slightly before the rest of you. So, to all of you who are waiting for your shipping in Europe, which is stuck in port, my heart goes out to you, and I hope I can alleviate your wait a little bit by bringing you on this journey with me. We're just doing the prototype, so sorry, the prototype. We're just doing the tutorial for the planetary exploration, so no major spoilers in this video. I mean, it will spoil what happens in the tutorial, but you know, so if that is of major concern, then you can always come back once the video's not going anywhere. You can come back once you've had a chance at it yourself, or you can duck out when you feel you've seen enough. But I will also probably likely do at least a few more episodes of the actual game later on. Hopefully I'll get someone from the team to come and join me for that. So we'll see if that manifests. Of course, it won't be next week. We're off to Essen, but hopefully shortly after. And I see we've got Yogi Bear and Difter and Emma Forrest here as well. Yeah, I should get a bottle of champagne and smash it on the hull of the ISS Vanguard. I would love to do that, but I don't have any champagne, and I think that might damage the components. Despite the fact that it is an interstellar spacecraft, it's a little bit more delicate than it might otherwise appear. You're gonna do me a solid and just focus on that ship camera. So that, if you could. It really doesn't want to, huh? There we go. But we don't even need this guy for the tutorial, I don't think. I think we're just going to be doing planetary exploration. So, how many people are you all planning on playing through with? I'm hoping I'll get one of the other contributors to come and help me with this one to play through it. I'd like to do it at 2, Christy. I think that would be a good number. I think any more than that, we'll have a hard time scheduling the sessions, and I'd like to make some progress on it if possible. We did play in the prototype version. We played 2, 3, and 4. I think that what I like about 2 is that you split up the sections, so you have 2 each, so you get to play with all 4 sections, but you've got a bit more to do. I think 3 seems kind of like the odd number, but I don't know, I'm a little worried that 4 is also too many. Oh, you mean for planetary exploration? Yeah. Yeah, it would be nice to have all 4 people on the ground for planetary exploration. And I mean, the game is extremely flexible. Like, even when we played the prototype, and to be fair, we were doing it remotely on Tabletop Simulator due to a global issue, but it is very drop in and outable. Like, even if you're playing the physical game, I think it's maintained that level of flexibility, which is great. But I do think, like, you know, if you start with 4, you kind of want to continue with 4, and There's always the social dilemma of someone who drops out and then wants to come back and then they don't know what's going on. It's a very, very heavy narratively driven game. It really is driven by the sort of evolution of the ship and the characters as they come and go, and really the pursuit of the story, you know, is driving the game forward. So if you miss out on that narrative, then you know, I mean, one session you can probably catch up on, but too many sessions, and you'll probably, even if you can catch up on the narrative beats, you'll probably lose investment in the story. I don't know. I'm just conjecturing though, but hopefully one of the crew will come and play with me when we start the campaign proper. And after the tutorial, we can decide whether or not we're going to reset it, start again from scratch, or just continue with the tutorial. I think they're both completely viable options. But for now, we need to understand what it is we're doing here in space in the first place, and just what the ISS Vanguard is. If you're here, you probably already know, but for the sake of those that don't, there's a little comic book explaining just what's going on, and I have it right here. It is the prologue. I wonder if we can bring this camera over here, and if that will be better. I asked them for a digital copy of this so that I could do this better on stream. They didn't have one. Never mind. I think this will be easier. Just imagine... What is this music? Can I have something with more gravitas, please? Something epic here. I don't know what any of my tracks are. It's YouTube music, so YouTube compatible music. Gotta be something here that sounds epic. Sounds like it could be epic. I can't wait to get this on the table. Ride by Wire. I am, despite my despite any concerns I might have had, now that it is here and I have it set up, I am very excited to get stuck in. I really hope it lives up to the hype. And Awakened Realms have recommended that if you're playing it solo, you play with 2, or you play as though you're 2. So you have 2 for the planetary exploration, and then on the ship you're going to just make all the decisions for all 4 sections. But I'm not going to do what I did in Aetherfields and try to multi-hand more characters than they suggest, because that was a mistake. Just imagine for a second that inside you there lies an answer to humanity's biggest questions. Are we alone in the universe? Who created us? Is there a creator at all? What would you do with this knowledge? I can tell you what we did. My name is Morgan Wayman, and here is my story. Or rather, our story. It all started in a laboratory. There's this thing we used to call junk DNA for decades. In fact, most of our genetic code is leftovers from our messy evolution, some dating back to the first cell organisms. Scientists were certain they served no practical purpose. All it took was one researcher who noticed mathematical order in the chaos. Within the oldest sections of our DNA, shared between every living thing on the face of the Earth, there was data. Our DNA contained coordinates pointing somewhere within the galaxy, dubbed divine coordinates. As humans, deep down, we're all explorers. Even though sometimes it takes a little push to wake us up from centuries of apathy. We just need a new glowing purpose on our horizon. And now we had one. Reaching the divine coordinates. This purpose spurred some of the most talented people to move to work on new social apps, tech gizmos, or financial algorithms to move from work on social apps, technical gizmos, and financial algorithms into space engineering. We could almost feel the star map burning within every cell of our bodies. But all of this wasn't enough, at least not in our lifetimes. Humanity did not have the technology to reach such a distant place. Or at least so we thought. Once again, all it took was one person. This time, an informant risked everything to bring to light a secret hidden deep in Siberia. An alien ship, or rather, its wreckage. Once again, the world reeled. How could something so vital stay under wrap for decades? Whose ship was it? And why didn't they contact us? Were they behind our genetic star map? The worldwide pressure on the Russian government to release the wreckage was unprecedented. And in the end, they relented. The ship was transferred to a new global space exploration agency. After years of concentrated efforts, we restored the ship's drive. We could not replicate its alien core, and we did not fully understand it. Still, we knew how to put it to good use. An unprecedented construction project began. Nearly every country on Earth contributed to the objective. It was too tantalizing, the potential returns too big to ignore. For the first time, the combined potential of our entire species became focused on a single target. It was breathtaking. We fused the drive of the wreckage with our cutting-edge technology. ISS Vanguard was born. A human-made miracle with an alien heart. Today we finally stand ready for the greatest adventure in human history. We go now to learn the truth of the divine coordinates. I am. Hey, look. I'm excited. I want to know what's going on. And after 60 hours of gameplay, I might just find out. Alright, so, we're going to start with the rulebook here, now following the tutorial. Now, I'm hoping I'll pick a lot of this up real quick, because, for a start, for those of you who haven't got your copies yet, there is about an hour of punching stuff out, and setting up the binder, and setting up the card trays and everything. Not everything is totally organized when it comes, so you've got to sort out everything, put them into these card trays up here and all that kind of stuff. It takes about an hour probably. I've done all that. So, I'm going to jump straight to the tutorial. Now, you can skip the tutorial if you want. You could even read the whole rule book and just try the quick start, which is designed, I think, for people who already know how to play, or if you want to restart after the tutorial, sort of afresh. But yeah, we're just going to have a go through the tutorial, because I think that also minimizes spoilers in terms of sort of revealing unseen content. There's also some setup for the tutorial as well, which I've sort of tried to do as much as I can off screen, like setting up the dice pools for the sectors. So, we start the tutorial by reading log 1. I don't know why I have the ship book out here. Do you guys want to see it? It's pretty cool. Like, this is actually really neat. And so when you do the ship phases, you'll just go through here and you'll have the cards and the wallets. and everything, and all the rules text is here telling you what's going on. These are all the different phases of the ship phase. You'll just be turning the pages and playing through this. It's hopefully, I mean, this looks like a lot of text, but hopefully you'll get to internalize it pretty quickly, and you'll be able to sort of get do this in a way that's sort of fast and quick and fun. So, yeah, I think it's a really neat system here, and I'm hoping it lives up to sort of the promise of its potential. There's the Space Ranger. This is the starting lander. We don't have it in the tutorial. We don't get to use it, I guess. At least it didn't tell me to set it up, so. Then those are all the different mods for the lander there. I don't have any yet. Here's your page of mission launch. You have to follow the safety protocols. We're very strict about them, lest we get lost in space or, you know, forget something important like snacks back on the ship. And so actually, I guess you'd go to debriefing after this tutorial or something like that. There's a little envelope as well that comes with it, actually, called the awaiting envelope. I'll show you here as well. I know I was trying to figure out what this was for because it doesn't have the ring binder on it, but actually this is when you come back from a mission or whatever, you just dunk all your cards in here, and then you pull them out as you're going through the ship's binder, so it's just kind of a holder for bits waiting to be sorted. You used the ship book for the first time after the tutorial. Yeah, I figure it's as much Hallenbeck. I don't know if we'll keep this tutorial progress or reset before we start the game proper. Do you know if you go to the quick start, do you then replay the tutorial mission or not? It sounds like you've started the game. How's that paper? Is it normal paper or kind of plastic? For Erniforus, it's good quality stock. It's it feels quite robust. You know, not flimsy at all. So, I mean, yeah, it feels good. All right, so write the logbook. I'll put the shipbook away for now. So Hallenbeck says the first planet is called the Eye of the Void, and that's where the tutorial takes place as well, so you'll sort of have to redo the tutorial. So we'll see. I was afraid it would rip after a while. I hope that it is robust enough to survive at least one playthrough of the campaign. I feel like it definitely is. I'm sure that if you're not careful with it, it might get damaged, but it feels pretty robust to me, so. Okay, so the Wayman is the captain then. I thought we were the captain. Am I Wayman? Anyway, I'm going to sit like this so you guys can't actually read what's in the log. I apologize for that. But it's probably the easiest way to avoid spoilers as well. So, there you go. So this is Captain Wayman. Wait, is Wayman who is Wayman? I guess this is Captain Wayman here. And now I'm going to attempt to do a voice that this character would have. I think I'll just do my best strong leader voice. You've read the briefing, so I'll keep this short. ISS Vanguard is now barreling at 3,000 kilometers per hour toward an alien-made sphere larger than our solar system. Our engineers are trying everything to decelerate and alter collision course, but that might not be possible without endangering the crew's health and the ship's integrity. You're our plan B. We're sending you forward to scout the object and determine its composition and structure. We need to know how close we can get without endangering Vanguard. We've equipped your lander with additional fuel and extra supplies. If Vanguard flies past the sphere, it may take months for us to reconnect. This means you won't have cargo space for any additional equipment. Due to your rapid awakening, you may also feel not at your best. We hope the effects of the torpor chamber fade before you reach your objective. Godspeed. If you're playing the tutorial, go to Prepare the Away Team. If you're completing the quick start rules, go to log 5. Alright, I need to prepare my away team. Also, I need more space. What am I doing? So many books! Okay. Prepare the away team! Okay, so we need to pick 2 sections to bring, but one of them must be science. Oh, we need to open tutorial deck A. That's exciting. So, I think it's going to ask me which 2 sections I have to bring, but I have to bring science and someone else. So, do you guys want Riku Hashimura from security, Joppy Ulrich from recon, or Cho Jae-yong from engineering? Here they are. Riko Hashimura is security, so you can bring security. Is this on autofocus or no? It is. So it's doing a great job. Okay. So here's our security specialist. We can bring them. Here's Amir, our scientist, who's definitely coming. He also has a little lemur pet. Is that a lemur? I feel like that's a lemur. Anyway, I like it. I'm glad he's coming with us. He looks capable. Here is Joppy Ulrich from Recon. And Cho Jae-yong. I mean, she kind of looks magic. I don't know what she's doing there. Some kind of sci-fi magic. She's engineering. Maybe we should bring her. She's energetic too. That's good. Brings the energy. I like Riko's crew ability. I didn't see this. He's competent. Oh, thank God we only brought competent people on the most important mission ever. Competent security could be nice. Competent security could be nice. Security and science? Eddie, it's too early to tell. Too early to tell. But, you know, let us crack on and find out. Alright. So we'll bring security and science. That seems like a good old combo. We don't want to end up like the crew of the Prometheus. No, we don't, Difter. No, we don't. So, she's engineering, and he's recon. They won't be appearing in this quest. Back to the box with you. And you. Alright. There's security there. Here's science. Alright, now I need to get some figures. Now, the one advantage of not getting the Sundrop minis is that, I know that there's specifically, like, there's 2 for each sector, so this is one of the science guys. So I actually already put the purple base on this one, to note that this is science. But because they're not Sundrop, I can use anything for anyone. So I can use any miniature to be any sector, realistically, because I can just swap the bases around. So I can have security who are really into plants, if that's what I want. I'm flexible. But I do like the security with 2 pistols. Like I said in my unboxing, though, I'm surprised we brought so many guns on our recon mission here. Presumably, we're not fully committed to peaceful space exploration. Oh, and they're blue. Great. My favorite. Okay, sectors set up. So the unused crew have to go into the resting crew section of B, box B. I suppose I should follow these instructions just in case we decide not to ever reset this. So here we have the resting crew section of B. It's in front of recruits. So these are all potential recruits. And I did notice this in the unboxing. I really like it. There's tons of unique art. Each card is unique. It's actually really good. So that's Chio Jae-yong and Joppy Ulrich into the resting crew zone with you. There we go. Go have a nap. Okay. Now on to log 5. I had so much fun editing these in, I forgot I did this in the pandemic one. Didn't I put, like, radio crackle and stuff in here? I can't remember. It looks like there are 2 away team operatives, which I guess are Riku and Amir. There's also a Sergeant Nahi all talking here, so, let's make Amir operative 1. He looks like he'd have a voice like, gruff voice, so. Engine noises. Capcom, this is the away team. We're approaching the target. Our short-range scans detect an outer shell of unknown carbon allotrope that seems to be absorbing all emissions. We have no way of knowing what's inside. Capcom, Sergeant Nahi. We're already crunching your data, away team. I'll let you know if we find anything. Away team operative 2. This is Riku. No wonder we couldn't detect this thing. It's literally built to be invisible. Should we attempt a landing? No, we're not sure how resilient the structure is. Make a closer flyby and deploy a sample gathering drone. Roger, Vanguard, we're... Beep, 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 beep. Wait, I'm detecting something on the surface of the sphere. A metallic object embedded in its shell. Look here, the surface around it is cracking. Almost as if it crashed into it. But it's turning towards us? Loud bang. Lander alert. Beep, 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 beep. We're hit. It's shooting at us. Some sort of automated sentry anchored to the sphere. Abort. Do you copy, away team? Abort the mission now. You've crashed on the surface of an alien object. If you're playing the tutorial, go and follow some tutorial stuff. Prepare the section dice and cards. Well, I think I've mostly done that already. You should look up the app. It has voiceover and effects and music. Hollenbeck, how dare you? Are you saying that I'm inadequate? Was that not good enough for you? But realistically, the apps make my streaming life quite a bit more complicated. Um, Plus, I don't know what the legality of the music is in terms of YouTube monetization, and that can be really risky. I used the soundtrack for Sleeping Gods with permission from Red Raven Games, and it's been an absolute nightmare. So, but thank you. I know, I was just messing with you. But yeah, I mean, if we could use the foreteller apps for these streams, I would be all for that. Like, that would be awesome. But, like I said, I just don't know what the copyright legality is. And, you know, YouTube is also extremely dumb about these things. So, even if it was all good, even when it has been all good in the past, it's still become an administrative nightmare for me. Thank you, Ride by Wire. I appreciate that. We do our best. Right, so we are... Yeah, so we basically now it's just saying to set up the dice, which I already did do that. Now, when for when you're doing this at home, maybe when you're setting up the game, if you're unfamiliar with it, the dice are all different kinds of dice, even amongst their different colors. So, like, there's a bunch of different blue dice. Oh, the blue dice is... You know what? I think we're not going to be able to see many of the dice here, except for the red one. But they've got all different sides. But the dice are identified by the side with the four corner symbols. So, you know, this is your red strength die, which is distinct from your red shield die, right? So, it's just telling you to identify. You can identify the dice by the corner, which red die it is. Like our security guy here has 3 different red dice, all distinguished by the different faces with the corner symbols. And so they could have, as you can see here, we've got 2 dice with the basic side on them, but one of them is a basic red die because it's got the basic side with 4 indicators, and the other one is the strength die, so its basic side doesn't have indicators on it. This is just to tell you that these are different and help you identify them as you go. Okay, so now we've got to prepare our section decks, which is the next part of deck A here, I think. Are these all... Okay, so here we've got mission. It's exciting. So, science and security, recon and engineering, but we don't need recon and engineering right now. If you're playing solo, you can just keep the cards open. That's great. Remove the sector cards for sections not in the away team from the game. Okay. Well, you know, I'm just going to dump them in these little handy takeaway boxes here because I don't know what I should be doing. Oh, that definitely doesn't fit there. I don't know when I might need these again. There we go. Alright, so this is our section deck, and like, do I have enough space to flip a couple cards over here? We've got endurance. So I think you can, there's sort of like 2 mechanisms, if I remember correctly. You can sort of do the top thing during a roll or during a dice check. It literally says during a dice check. And then the bottom thing, I think you can also use that during dice checks, but you can also do dice checks to trigger it. I can't quite remember. Anyway, this seems to be a level 3 card. I don't know why we've got this. Maybe it's giving us nice, easy cards for the tutorial. Backup plan. And then over here we've got... Oh, yeah, backup plan. Another level 3 card. During a dice check, turn 1 red die to the chosen result. That's super helpful. And you can also refresh a die. Okay, so that's pretty good too. Trial and error over here with science. That's how we science. During a dice check, you can move 1 die from the roll pool to the owner's spent pool. Turn 1 other die to the chosen result. That's good. don't fully understand the benefits. Sorry, just go back to that card. I've got 2 cards like this that have AA, which I guess means 2 dice that it's showing the same face. Refresh a die. Don't fully understand the advantage of that yet. I understand the point of refreshing a die, but I think you have to do a dice check to use that, so you're effectively spending 2 dice to refresh 1 die. But I'm sure that the benefit of that will become apparent during the game as we attempt to solve these little dice puzzles. So during the dice check, you can re-roll a die, improvise treatment, discard 1 injury card, and die from any crew member in your sector. That's good. Okay. Charges. Spend 1 charge. Oh, I should have 2 charges. Spend 1 charge to draw a chosen card from your discard pile. The tutorial did not tell me to do this. I suspect I'm probably not supposed to be using my crew card abilities in the tutorial. We'll see. At least 2 results in the roll pool are Vanguard symbols. Spend 1... I should show you. During a dice check, if 2 results in the dice pool are Vanguard symbols, spend a charge to move all dice with a uh-oh symbol result to the spent pool. I'm gonna call that the uh-oh symbol. I think it implies that you want to get rid of it. So it looks bad. Prepare the planet board. Open the Planetopedia. Are you guys ready? I'm so excited for this. Here we go. Welcome to the thing we crashed into. Did I move my face? No, me. Go over here. Somewhere where you're not covering up the planet. Ooh. Okay, get this out of the way. These 2. Eye of the Void, codename EOTV. The coordinates found in our oldest genetic code led us here to a system-sized cloaked black sphere. What will we find inside? Friendly aliens. Okay, so now we have to open tutorial deck B. Oh, that's interesting. I thought this was gonna... I didn't know we used both of the tutorial decks for this part. Okay, we've got... Rank up. Incomplete. Tutorial. Place with this side face up. To increase their ranks after planetary exploration, your team will need to fulfill a specific task listed on the rank up cards. So in this case, we have to gather 3 success symbols, and then we will successfully rank up. And if we do that, we can flip this over to the "You did it" side. So this is different, I think. In the prototype, we only had... each player had one of these. Now it looks like there's just one for the whole team. I don't know. Unique Discovery goes here. Just to scratch injury cards. Alright. It's fine. We're not going to take any damage. I'm not worried. Ooh, events. And no more cards. This tutorial deck is now empty. Okay. This is a paradox. This is unsolvable. There is one more card. The card that says there's no more cards. Yes, good. Mission card. Take the mission card. Alright, let's find out what our mission is. I think it's, recover from the crash, explore the sphere. Regroup. Scattered across disparate sections of an enormous alien sphere, we must find a way to regroup. Regroup in Sector 4. All crew members need to be present in this sector at the same time. Hint, whenever somebody enters Sector 4, don't forget to go to the log listed there. Completion. When you fulfill the objective, you will be asked to discard this mission. Okay, so Sector 4 is this one, because it's got a little 4 on it, so it's here. And it says go to log 311 on it. Alright, this is the global conditioning of the planet, and actually it looks really nice. If only we had this on all planets, but unfortunately there's a global condition deck, but this one's printed in the book, so this one's only going to apply to this. But it says scattered supply crates. You have unlimited supplies in this tutorial. Brilliant. That's great. Then there's a travel condition down here. If I remember correctly, this is the cost to travel between different sectors of the planet or the ship or whatever this is. So there we go. The oopsie die. Yeah, exactly. Take the top 11 cards of the tutorial deck. Points of interest. Alright, we got a bunch of points of interest here. Ooh, lots and lots. Everything except the zeros. Come with me. Place them face down next to the planet board. Okay, yep. Can do. Take the top 4 cards from the tutorial deck. Injury B deck. I kind of jumped ahead with that. But yeah, these are our injury cards. There's an entire injury deck in the other area, so I suspect that right, we've got some baby injuries for this, so that we don't end up killing ourselves while we're learning the game. Place the scientist Amir Zainab in the twisted wreckage. Am I going to be able to get this over here so that we can the twisted wreckage? Oh, I'm going to go fix that in a minute so we can have a quick zoom in on this. And then Riku Hashimura in the crash site. You have a turn token to each crew with the turn available symbol. And Amir Zahab is the starting player. So this token says start on it. And he's going to be our starting player there. I already feel like I've got too much space at the top of this and not enough space at the bottom. So I'm pretty sure we have to roll dice in front of these boards as well. So here we go. There's that. Then here's our security. And there's our man. This is a little tracker to help you keep track of how many actions you've used. You only get 2. So you got 2, 1, and then done. Like a click tracker from Netrunner. Read the mission card aloud and then go to log 20. So I did already read the mission card. And now I'm going to bring up chat while I just try to see if I can sort out my cabling here and get this. You know what? I'm waiting for them to invent a wireless webcam. That would be so good. Possibly something already exists, but not within my budget. I don't think. Okay. So here's our scientist in the twisted wreckage. It says, the only way out of the tail part of the lander is blocked by a heavy, buckled bulkhead. Away Team Exploration Report 27C. We survived the crash, but we were not out of the woods yet. The lander broke into 2 parts upon impact, and some of us were trapped inside its mangled tail section. I mean, really, that should have been Amir's voice. I'm sorry. Didn't credit him, so I didn't know he was writing it. Planetary exploration is... Okay, so... Here we're going to learn about all the different actions you can take. I remember a fair amount of this, so I'm going to try to shorthand this a little bit, but also explain to you what's going on. So, you know, we're going to do... Effectively, we're going to do little rounds, and a round is going to be... a player does 2 actions, and then they have to resolve an event card, and then it's the next player's turn. And then once every player's gone, like, so you flip this over when you're done your turn. And so on your on this it says turn available. It's green, so you can't see it. So go over here. So it says turn available like that. And then when you flip it on the back in red, it says draw an event card, and then your turn's over. So you'll do 2 actions, and then you'll flip it over and draw the event card, and that's the end of your turn. And once every player has had a chance, and you go around in clockwise order, and once every player's had a chance to do that, then you get to pick a new starting player to take the first action, so you can sort of prioritize a team member who's doing something important. If we make it Riku, for example, then you would go again in clockwise order from that player. So you can sort of pick someone who's desperate to act first. Or, you know, you have to sort of prioritize that based on what's happening on the board. So here's our game round reference card. So action step, perform 2 actions, and then end of turn, resolve an event card. So the actions are travel, rest, prepare, lift off, or special action. The special action is interacting with the cards and the things in the world, and you can only do 1 of those as out of your 2. So you can only do 1 special action. But you could travel. You can even travel twice if you want, you know, or you could special action and travel, or special action and rest. Chris says, when I play, I'm always desperate to act first. You want to get to the story, man. I mean, that was my biggest criticism when we were doing the prototype, was that I felt like we spent a lot of time not progressing the story. So, fingers crossed we're going to get right into it here and just get on with it. But it's always the way with the narrative-driven games. It's like, oh, I need to know what happens next. Did I make the right choice? Is it going to be okay? So travel. Choose a path from your sector. Yeah, so this is, I mean, I won't go into all the actions yet. I'm sure the tutorial is going to walk us through it anyway. But there you go. This is exertion. Yeah, we're probably not going to use that in the tutorial, because that's like where you basically sacrifice dice to sort of... That's for when you really you want to do something, because something really bad is happening and you have no choice but to sort of make a special effort, right? So, it is Amir's first turn, and he's stuck inside the twisted wreckage at the back of the lander, isolated from his away team partner Riku. He's going to have to force the bulkhead open by taking a special action. So, the little arrow here tells us that it's a special action, and these dice tell us that it's going to be a dice check, so we're going to throw some dice in order to resolve this. Now, special actions can have up to 3 different sort of outcomes attributed to them. So you've got your red outcome, your green outcome, and then also there's a yellow bonus outcome, which I shall show you. So the yellow is good, and the red is bad, and ideally you want the yellow. But what you have to do is look at the costs of these actions over here, pick a bunch of dice from your player board in order to try to resolve this successfully. This arrow is also hugely important, and there's sort of like an interesting consideration here, because more on how this... Well, if you get green, that's sort of successful, and then you get to do what it says on the green. But in order to achieve green, what this is telling us is we simply have to have 2 red dice and 2 green dice in our pool after rolling. So we don't even need any specific symbols. We just kind of need symbols that are good enough that we don't have to get rid of the die. So anything but that, really, as far as I'm aware. However, This arrow means if you achieve the result, the yellow result, you can also do the green result. And for the yellow result, we only need one symbol. So instead of... Oh, we didn't even bring anyone with that symbol. That was a dumb oversight. Well, this is... We didn't know. But the Vanguard can be anything. So if you get the Vanguard symbol, you can treat it, say, as one of the spanner or the pickaxe. And then what you can do is you can have the bonus action and then also do the green action, even though you've only got one die, right? Because you did the yellow one and then you got to drop down and do the green as well. So a good example of this working in another way is over here, the action we're actually about to do, where... Oops. You can see here that actually if we fail, that is if we don't get any of the symbols we need, so in order to pass this we must get strength, shields, or navigation. I think that's what those are. Physical, defense, and navigation. I don't know. All symbols possessed by Riku over here. But if we fail, we'll actually also get to do the green thing anyway. So effectively we have to take the penalty, but then we get to move up and do the success result in any case, which is helpful. It's good. That's not always the case. You take a look at... well, that's actually a completely different thing. So if you take a look back at this one over here, there's no arrow on the red one. So if you fail... and you have to go to the red row, then you failed the action. You have to try it again next turn. So that's a bummer. So we are going to attempt to force the bulkhead open. Now I'm pretty sure it's just going to tell me how many dice to roll, and I'm not going to have to make any decisions here. Let's find out. Right, so this is telling us that so long as this symbol exists here, wow, that is possible to see. So this symbol here is telling us that we can't travel so long as this symbol exists. So the little arrow up here shows us that we can travel to the next zone, or the zone 5, which is the zone over here, and would have to pay the travel costs. The arrow here means we can also travel backwards. Sometimes you can only go one way. And this means currently we can't travel at all, presumably because we're trapped behind this bulkhead. So we need to resolve the bulkhead, and then maybe we can get out of this section. And so, so we're going to start first action of our turn. So what we'll do is we'll flip this guy over to remind us that we've used an action. And we're going to pick to do the special action, force the bulkhead open. It's a dice check, so now we're going to resolve a dice check. This is like a 10-step process, but I think we skipped most of it in the tutorial. It's all here on the reference card for dice checks, which is on the back of the one I showed you before. So, we look at our board here, and we see we don't have any of the dice possessing the symbols that we need. We need strength, like this, which we don't have. We need the shields, which security also has. And we need navigation, which I guess is on the blue dice. I'm actually not sure. We've also got this conversion ability up here, which lets us treat basic results as another kind of die result. But ours lets us convert them into nuclei, which are not helpful in this particular case. Oh, but Riku can make spanners. Maybe he can go and fix the control room later on. Who knows? Anywho, so it's telling me here that we don't want to roll the danger die, which I could have worked out for myself. So we're going to try and roll a blue die and a red die and hope for the Vanguard symbol, which is a wild. So we roll the dice, and we manage to roll the oopsie symbol and the basic symbol. Isn't that amazing? So this has a negative impact if there's a negative impact symbol. So actually here, there is nothing here to tell us what that does. So actually nothing bad happens on that result. It's just useless. Whereas if you take a look up here where our buddy Riku is, you can see that there is, in fact, a impact. This has an impact, and we can talk more about this later on, I guess, but that's what it has a negative impact when you roll those, so that would be worse for him even. If he'd rolled that. Hello, Tempest Templar. Everyone. Oh, thanks for the kind words, sir. Much appreciated. So, what are we going to do about this situation? We have to resolve these dice, which are terrible. And it goes on to explain, and I'll just explain this as well real quick, for those of you who don't actually know how the game is played. Dice effectively exist sort of in 3 different states. They're either here in your section area, or what's called the available dice area, or they're in your hand getting ready to be rolled, or they've been rolled into a dice pool, and now they're ready to be resolved, and after that they're going to move over here to the spent pool. Eventually you're going to wind up with a situation like this, where you don't have enough dice, or maybe like this, where you don't have enough dice left over to... oh, we do have a nuclei. Is that the right die for him? Anyway. Where you don't have enough dice, and you need to do something about it, and that's where you're going to have to try to refresh dice, which is effectively moving them back over here, so sort of resting and recovering. In any case, we've currently got these 2 in the die pool. So, now we're going to resolve this with our trial and error card, which reads... During a dice check, move 1 die of any color. So that's supposed to have all 3 colors on it, but my green screen made it an invisible die. Move 1 die of any color from the roll pool to the owner's spent pool to turn 1 other die to the chosen result. So we will discard this card, putting it over here in the discard pile, and we will discard this red die, which is useless and could even be bad. And this modify the results step occurs before results are resolved. So this would be a way to get this out of here if it were bad. If it had a negative effect. In this case it doesn't, but we're now sacrificing it to actually help us out and turn this to any face, and of course we're going to pick the wild face that gives us any symbol. So now what we're going to do is we're going to look at our dice pool, and we're going to check out what's happening over here, and we go down the little column and we say, have we activated any of these rows? We say, and you stop the minute you activate a row. So we go, yes, we've activated this row, and we mark it here as activated. So then we can stop. Otherwise we would have had to move to the red row and do that, which of course we don't want to do. And so now we move our die to the die pool. The spent pool here, and that's the check result. Well, that's that resolved, and the last thing to do is, of course, to resolve the text in the green box. Resolve the outcomes. And so, first up, we gain a success token. So we take one of the success tokens, and we put it up here in the success tokens area. Well done, Amir. Good job, sir. You may be a scientist, but you're good at dealing with bulkheads. And then we get to replace this card with card Point of Interest 101. So let us go and find that over here. Let's see what it says. Outer surface. Okay, so we've actually made it. Okay, so we've actually escaped onto the surface of the sphere. We can't reach the other part of the land via the surface, but we could descend into the honeycomb structure of the sphere. There's a special action here as well, another dice check. So you can see this has the bonus option as well here. Gain a success and gain a unique discovery, and replace this card with card 00000. I suspect that that's probably a nothing else interesting here card. And most importantly, this has removed the you may not travel icon. So now we can travel to the next sector. But what should we do? We cannot do the special, we cannot take the surface samples because we've already done a special action. So we must do something else instead. The second action. Okay, we're going to travel for the second action. So we're going to move along to the next sector, and we have to abide by the travel restrictions of this planet. Which are spend a die. This means to simply take a die from your active die area, put it into your spent pool. You don't need to roll or anything, it's just moves over there. Or roll the danger die. Now what you can't see here is there's a little symbol. This is the danger die here. It's got a blank face, and it's got a bunch of different icons on it as well. And there's a reference card for this, and you see it's got a symbol of the danger die with lots of different letters. Now you can see that H and I, which have many, many symbols, are extremely dangerous. T, which doesn't have many symbols, is not especially dangerous. So you'll see when it shows the symbol for the danger die, it will have a letter in it. You can't really see it on this camera, I'm sorry folks, but it does say T. So this is not a super dangerous danger die, ironically. Having said that, knowing my luck, I'll still roll the one symbol that hurts you on it. If indeed we're going to do that. Let's just have a quick look. So it's reminding you that you have to resolve all the icons depicted on a travel path. Every path on this board seems to just have one symbol, so we don't need to worry about multiple symbols. But if there were multiple symbols, you would have to do them in order. Okay, so for the purposes of this tutorial, Amir decides that he's quite happy to risk life and limb and roll the danger die, so here we go. Let's see what fate awaits us. Safe! You made the right choice. This time, Amir. This time. Okay, so now we go to log 2, because we've arrived here, we go to log 227. I think he sent his little mongoose ahead to scout. No, not mongoose. Meerkat. I called it meerkat. Is that what this is? Meerkat. I like how it has its own pair of dog tags. Did you read me? I'm now under the surface of the sphere. It seems that the cloaking panels rest on a delicate carbon mesh, sparse enough to squeeze through. Good, we can use this to navigate under the chasms and cracks. I wonder how deep it goes. Stay focused on the mission. We need to regroup first. Roger that. Place 109 in Sector 5. Carbon mesh. There's no obvious way forward, only a labyrinth of tiny passages. Squeeze through. Okay, so this little symbol here means that if you're going to take this action at all, you have to roll the danger die. So that's scary. So this, if we roll this, we just get to warp to Sector 4, which is where we need to regroup. Or if we fail, we have to go to log 112. You get eviscerated. Amir's dead. Eviscerated like that scene in the Resident Evil movie. Is there also a scene like that in Cube? I was trying to remember if it was Cube or Resident Evil, but I think it might be both. So, that was Amir's second action. His turn is over. I think we're going to skip event cards for now. I'm pretty sure it said skip the event card. Yep, his turn is over. Event cards are going to be covered later, so skip for now. Go to log 50. So now we're over with Riku at the crash site. When I awoke, the cockpit was dark and filled with smoke. A strange glow seeped in through the cracks of the fuselage. Whatever this turret brought us down with, it was still eating through the hull, melting steel like butter. I thought about the oxygen tanks and supplies in the cargo bay below the cockpit. If we were to survive until rescued, they would need to be saved. Okay, so we have to save the supplies. That makes sense. Which is also exactly what it says on the card, save the supplies. The lander's front is half buried in the delicate carbon surface. The plasma from the salvo still melts through the hull. Ooh, plasma. Okay. So, it looks like this is a slightly different system, where effectively what you're trying to do is roll successes in order to move along this track, and you're racing against failures which move you along this track. And you're only going to get to activate one, which is different to the system they used in the prototype. I have some concerns, but let's just play it out. I mean, I think actually in the tutorial we're not allowed to fail it anyway. But the idea is if you get a success, your first success lets you pop this guy down here. If you get another success, you get to go 1, and then so on. So you need 4 successes to get to the end of the track. If you get, say, 2 successes, you would go 1, 2. And if you got 2 failures, or a failure, you would go 1 like that. And then you'd roll again. Maybe you get 1 more success and 2 failures. You'd go 1 success and 2 failures. And now you're in real trouble because you need to roll a success without getting any failures, right? Because the minute you get to the end, I think you have to just trigger it. Is that what happens? Or if we get them both, what happens? In the rare case that you progress both tracks to the end, they are resolved top to bottom. So the green track would resolve, and because it puts out a point of interest card, the red track is then not resolved. Okay, so you would have to resolve both in order, but if they're replaced, if the higher tracks replace the lower track, or it disappears, then you don't have to resolve it. Okay, cool. Rare fringe case. But you got to bear in mind that the dice with this face are resolved first, right? So if you roll this guy, you're going to have to move this, and then you're going to spend it when that happens, which means that you won't get the success for it. So it doesn't count for both. It just counts as a failure. Or an oopsie. Where is it? Where's the oopsie? There it is. An oopsie. So. Yep, so it is now telling me to do the dice check with Riku, and it says he elects to roll all 5 of his dice to try and get through this. And it also says that if I roll 2 oopsie symbols, I'm allowed to re-roll until I roll just... No, if I roll... Wait, what? If you roll 2 accidents, then you're in trouble. If you roll 3 accidents, you may re-roll all of them. This is not normally legal, but in the tutorial you're allowed. Okay, cool. So hopefully we'll get lots of good symbols and no oopsies. What we want is not oopsies. RP, I can't tell you how luck-based this is at the moment. I had some concerns about the prototype, but I want to see how they've developed it and what they've worked it up into, so... and I don't have a problem with dice. I don't have a problem with luck. But, you know, it's got to be well integrated and thematic. And, again, with these narrative-driven games, it's the narrative that's the fun part, right? It's like... You know, it's like, I'll give you guys a quick example, and then we'll just get back to the game. Allenbeck says there are a lot of ways to mitigate the dice rolls, but everybody I know who I've spoken to who has finished Tainted Grail and enjoyed it, played it on the adventure mode. And everyone I know who finished Tainted Grail and didn't enjoy it, played it by the strict rules. So the adventure mode is basically just an easier version where it ramps down the resources you need to power the menhirs, which are the mechanisms by which you explore the land. So it's an exploration game, it's another Awakened Realms game, it's fantasy based, quite different to this, mechanically, but my point is that it's also a very narrative-driven game, but you have to stop and sort of power up these exploration beacons as you go across the land, and they're really quite hard to power up because they have a heavy cost. So there's an adventure mode, which effectively just reduces the cost, and it's still, you know, like something you have to do, but you have to think about it a lot less, and it's less savage. And basically everyone I know who enjoyed it played it on that mode, you know, or some variation of that mode. I don't know anyone who played it on the hardcore savage mode and actually enjoyed it. So Allenbeck says that's why they've made a 2.0 now. They've learned a lot from the original run. Yeah, fair enough, but there's still a lot of content with that old system. Just saying. Anyway, what were we doing? We are going to... No, we want to be here. We're going to see if Rico... What kind of stuff is he made of? We've got some section cards here. I don't know if the tutorial's going to let me use them or not. It seems to be a bit ambiguous about how much autonomy I'm actually allowed to have now. Okay, but provided this is not... This is fine. Yes, this is fine. Actually, this is pretty perfect. So we've got 1 oopsie, and then we've got 4 not oopsies. So now we're going to go and resolve the symbols. So we go back over here, and we first go 4 not oopsies. We go 1, 2... No, first we go 1 oopsie, and then we spend that die to having resolved that symbol. And then we get to go back, and then we go 4 not oopsies. 1, 2, 3, 4. And now we've spent all the dice, and we go back to resolve the outcomes, and we move down in order from the top, and so we get to gain a success and replace this card with P102. So, 1 more success, hurrah! That's 2 of the 3 we need to complete our rank up mission. Holy cow. Recovered supplies. Oh god, I thought that was some kind of like alien mech. While the camera was focusing, I was like, what is this card? Also, what's the flag mean? We won't have to worry about food or oxygen for a long while. Use the aid station to discard an injury card and 1 injury die. Or rest and recover. Refresh 4 die and draw 2 section cards. Rest and recover seems like it could be a good one to do. I can't do it, though, because I've already done a special action. But I have no dice left, so what am I going to do now? Quick, to the tutorial! Help me, tutorial! No problem, RP. No problem at all. I mean, one thing I like about the potential of the dice system in this so far is that it's definitely going to be a lot quicker to resolve then combats and diplomacy and tainted grail. So that was the result of Riku's turn. So Riku's gonna rest now because Riku is all tired out, as we can see from this situation over here. All tuckered out. We didn't even use any of our section cards. So normally we would have to spend supplies to do this. Supplies are really, really important. They are basically the sort of the lifeblood of the away mission. Once we run out of supplies, we pretty much have to stop and go home. In the tutorial, thanks to the global conditions space here, we have unlimited supplies, presumably to prevent us from making a massive oopsie. So when you rest, you get half of the dice from your spent pool back, rounded up. So we're going to get 5 dice back. I don't think it matters whether I take the green one or the blue one. But I feel like I want the red ones with the symbols on. And then one other basic die. And seeing as he has 2 green ones, I'll take a blue. And when you refresh them, you should always put them down onto the side with the corners so you remember what kind of die they are. Side with the 4 corners. So then there are some instructions for... Oh, yep, so that's the end of his turn as well, so we flip that over. We're still not doing event cards, I don't think. Nope. Then it tells me what to do with players 3 and 4, but we don't have them. So we're going to move straight on to log 59. This is just tutorial. I wish I could read this in Paul Grogan's voice. I don't dare try to do a Paul Grogan accent. All crew members now have their turn token on the turn-ended side. This ends the first turn. From now on, you have full control over your choice of actions. Before continuing the game, browse through the sections under Continuing the Tutorial in the Rulebook. There's no need to read all these sections in full right away. Only read them the first time you need them. Continue the tutorial instructions on page 20 of the rulebook. Oh. Okay. What are we doing next? Okay, now it's just telling me that we can use our convert abilities. I presume that... Are we going to implement event cards now? When do we implement event cards? Does it mention them? Am I supposed to... It gave us event cards. Okay, we're going to implement events after we read Logbook 298. There's literally nothing on the board that shows 298, so I don't know when that's going to be. But that's when we get to the event cards. So otherwise, I guess let's just crack on. Right, so we've kind of got a situation here where we need to regroup up here in 4. But actually, poor Amir, he's stuck in the carbon mesh. The savvy of you will have noticed that... I'm going to see if I can get this in a way where it's actually clear. Do this a bit clear. There's not a way out of here. We're just stuck in this room. The only arrow out of the room... I say arrow. The only line leaving the room is this one, and it's blocked. It's one way only. So we can only come back into the room via this path. So actually, Amir is stuck here in the carbon mesh, and he needs to squeeze through. So he needs a computer symbol, which he doesn't have, or a navigation symbol, which he also doesn't have. So I guess take your crew member and any number of assisting crew members from this sector and place them in section 4. You can adjust the top light, maybe. Let me see about adjusting this light. Let's see if we can make this a little less glary. I mean, that's the best it's going to get, I think. I'm afraid. Bruno is asking about whether or not this level of glare is normal. To be honest, yeah, it's pretty normal. Studio lights on board game components, it gets pretty glary. I actually have many lights, none of them pointed at the table, but actually bouncing light around the room because of glare being a problem. It's just a problem with board gaming stuff, I'm afraid. If you were sitting in this room now, you'd probably say it's dark. But anyway, never mind. It's the ongoing struggles of the board game cinematographer. I should just live stream video games. Okay, so yeah, I'm really concerned about this test, because I've only got these 3 dice, and none of them have the right symbol on. And I only have this reroll section card, but I don't really see what other options we have. So the real... I mean, we have infinite supplies, so why don't we just throw all 3 symbols and hope for a wild? Yeah? Does that sound good? Okay. Good, I'm glad you're all on board with me. Standees or miniatures? The question to end all questions. Well, RP, I've got just the core game, and that's it. So I have miniatures for the crew and standees for the enemies, which honestly I'm fine with. Ever since I saw those boxes arriving for Oathsworn, like, look, I'd love to have the miniatures for that game, just like I'd love to have the miniatures for this game. But space is a thing, space is a problem, and right now the standees are much more space efficient, and that's my priority at the moment. It's a luxury. Space being an issue is an absolute luxury problem to have. So I'm not, I don't mind. I'm not complaining, but yep, standees all the way right now. Anyway, right, yeah, so here we go. We're just going to throw all the dice. So we go special action. We're going to throw 3 dice and hope we get 1 Vanguard symbol on one of these. Fingers crossed. Exactly. Less miniatures means more room for more games. Space is... How ironic that space is an issue for the space game. Indeed. Oh, no. None of this is good. Alright, so... oh, I also need to roll the danger die. I should have rolled it with this. Okay, so... That is the gain a just a scratch injury. So we're going to resolve this in just a minute. But, we'll probably have to wind up taking a rest action after this. But let's spend our 1 section card to reroll the oopsie. Because the oopsie is going to be an instant failure. Thanks to the oopsie result here. It says go to the red band. And that would trigger before we can resolve any of the other dice. So we'd resolve the oopsie dice first and go straight to the red, even if we had a success symbol. So... by re-rolling the oopsie, we might get a Vanguard symbol and save the day, but if we do get another oopsie, it's also not the end of the world, because we would have been going to failure anyway. Because we don't have any of the other symbols we need. This is also take a scratch, but we'll resolve that in a minute. Oh, it's the oopsie. Alright, yeah, who was asking about dice games? Yeah, they suck, I hate it. I'm done. Should have stayed home on Earth. Right, that's done. And we're going to take... so now we're going to resolve the dice. Resolve, injury, and danger die. So this resolves, and we take just a scratch. It says, if you have just a scratch, you cannot gain another injury. If you gain another injury, ignore it. So that goes down here. So... effectively, it's saying, at least in this version of the game, we can't... there's a 3rd slot here You guys can't read it, but it says injury card caution, high probability of dying. I suspect that it's going to be some kind of system where if you take a 4th injury card, you're dead or something. But the way this works is it gives us an injury die that we have to slot into one of these columns. I think we just pick one. I will quickly double check that for y'all. Events, time tracks, blah, 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 blah. I remember the time tracks. I mean, I did play, like, quite a lot of the prototype, but also for a fair amount of it, we had Pavel there, one of the designers, like, helping us. Right, so... Then place 1 yellow injury die in the top slot of any column on your crew board. Right. Well, I don't have very many red dice, so we can just put it in here. It doesn't matter. Okay. So that was a complete failure. But now we have to go to log 112. I hope our meerkat's alright. I'm going to be really sad if our meerkat gets hurt. I'm entering the subsurface. It seems the external shell of the sphere rests on a mesh of something that looks like carbon filaments. Just about large enough to squeeze through. I think I can use them to reach the other parts of this sector. Careful, Sergeant. There's no telling how this structure... Damn! Oh wait, Team 1, I see your heart rate spiking. Ksh, what's going on? I seem to be stuck. Ksh, there's no way There's no way for us to assist you at this time. Can you free yourself? I'll try, Vanguard. Away Team out. You failed. Pack the game away and hang your head in shame. You failed. However, in ISS Vanguard, this isn't always a bad thing. Sometimes negative outcomes may open up new possibilities and storylines that are only available after a failure. Choose one. Slowly work your way down. So spend, basically exert 3 dice. I don't have 3 dice. These are all over here now. So I can't do that. Exert 3 dice and place yourself in Sector 4. Call for help. If there is another crew member in this sector, they may exert a die. If they do... sorry, and I think exert's not the right term. Yeah, that's bad. Exert is when you have to spend a die. Like, so I could exert 3 die, actually, by sacrificing them. Exerting means sacrificing them. And then you just lose them. It's really bad. It would be very bad to do that with 3. The term I'm looking for is, like, spend a die. So spend 3 dice to do that. Or a crew member in my area could spend a die to help me out. There's no one there. So finally, my last option, my only option, use tools to cut yourself out. Roll a die, and after applying the results of this roll, place yourself in Sector 4. So it's being very nice to me. But if I do roll this explosion symbol here, then I will actually have to sacrifice a die, because the outcome of this is exert a die, and the outcome is spend a die, and I don't have one to spend. No, come on, I didn't. No, I didn't. Okay, fine. Good. This is actually the take a scratch again, but I can't take a scratch because I don't have a scratch to take, because I already have a scratch, and that's rules. This is the tutorial being kind to you. During your turn, whenever you enter a sector that contains a log redirection, you should immediately... During your turn, whenever you enter a sector that contains a log redirection, you should immediately read that log. So in this case, what it's saying is we've now managed to get up here to Sector 4. And so as a result, because we've entered Sector 4, we should now read log 3-1. So do that immediately, no matter what. All right. The darkness and silence of an aeons-old structure enveloped me. The carbon mesh formed small tunnels, their network sprawling under the pitch-black surface of the sphere. I sent up a radio beacon to notify the other survivors of my location, and sat there, in the dark light of the flashlight, trying not to think too much about who these corridors were made for. To continue the mission, everyone needs to get to Sector 4. Is everyone in Sector 4? No. Then keep taking turns until everyone's in Sector 4. Alright. So that is actually just one action for Amir so far. So let us now take action number 2. What did I do with the action token? Oh, I put it away. Which is just going to be rest. So let us go ahead and grab some dice back. Let's get our special dice back. I don't know why I like the special dice. I'm taking the blue ones because our buddy Riku's good at red stuff. And because we rested, we also get to draw 2 section cards. I don't know if we're allowed to reshuffle this, so I'm just going to check the rule book. Oh, actually, he should have done that when he rested. Rico should have drawn this card and then picked from the 3 he had in hand. So what is that? Delaying tactics. Reroll a die. Reset all time tracks. Sure. So we'd have to discard that because our maximum hand size at our current level... Oh, I didn't even put them in their sleeves. Good lord. Sorry, these guys are both level 1, so they should be in level 1 sleeves. I shall show you. Behold! We now have level 1 sleeve, which is impossible to see on this camera. And that is level 1 security! And we shall do the likewise for our science officer. There we go. Don't you guys feel just more reflective now? A bit more pensive? So, yeah, so I've discarded backup plan because I'm level basic, level 1, inexperienced security man. And so I have to discard a card, so I'll discard that. Yep, shuffle and make a new deck. So, in this case, because we've rested, we get to draw this card, and then we shuffle these 2. We pick one at random, and this is our new hand of cards for Amir. So this is we've got the improvised treatment back, and we've also got calculated risk. Anytime, discard an event card you just drew without resolving its text. So that's if something's real bad. Get rid of it. You know. And it's also got this refresh symbol as well. Is that the game's fault or Mike? Don't worry, T. Carter. That's me trying to read the tutorial too quickly. Keep the stream on track and just missing little steps there. Not to worry. I'm sure Paul's done an impeccable and unimpeachable job, and any mistakes are entirely my own. Right, so that is 2 actions for Amir. So he's done. We still haven't read 298, so I guess we just press on without an event card. 2 actions for Riku, but I think action number 1 is going to be to travel to over here. Right, do we want to refresh 4 dice, draw 2 action cards? We don't really need to do either of those things yet, so let's just go over here. And to do that, we have to pay the travel cost, which is to exhaust a die. So let us spend a die. I'm keeping the red ones in case something bad happens. Some kind of security system kicks in. So now we go back to log 311. We've already heard about Amir's notes. So now, because all crew members are in section 4, we go to the next log of book entry. As the last member of the away team appeared in the distance, we felt instant relief. The mission started in disaster, but we were alive. We regrouped, we had some supplies, and we were not far from the designated landing zone. It was time to get to work. First, we needed to make sure that any rescue teams sent after us wouldn't suffer the same fate. Okay. Now we're going to read log 298. Notable because it introduces event cards into the game. Tutorial. Congratulations! Your first mission is now complete! Perform the following steps. Am I actually done? I thought I was going to play like the whole rest of this planet. Surely not. Surely we get to play on. Place 1 token up here. Place point of interest 105 in Sector 4. Technical corridors. Who or what uses this spiderweb of passages? Obviously it's passages. The engineer uses them. And also the intruders. Remove mission card 1 from the game. Right, my objective, which was to get everyone to Sector 4. Bye. Put out the event cards. I've already done it. Shuffle them. I'll do that in a minute. Right, and then go to the next. Right, let me give those a shuffle because I'll definitely just forget. I completed mission 1. I did it. I'm the best. T. Carter says, I've been eagerly watching the shipping reach England until I remembered I bought single wave shipping. So now I get to learn from everyone else's mistakes before I play. Well, that's what we're here for, T. Carter. To fail, so you don't have to. The demolition charges we salvaged from the lander could now come in handy. Thanks to the webway of tunnels under the surface of the sphere, we could reach a spot directly under the cannon and blow up the entire portion of the sphere it rests upon. We know it is a safer and faster approach, though it would leave a gaping hole in the structure and remove a part of its cloaking surface. This giant Dyson sphere would no longer be invisible. Some of us proposed a riskier alternative. We could reach the cannon via the surface, run towards its base, and then find a way to disable it, or destroy it with a much smaller charge placed directly on its side. We put it to a vote. Sector 3 contains the cannon. Okay. Sector 3 contains the cannon which brought down your lander. A point of interest card will be placed here based on your next decision. When exploring alien worlds, your away team will often come upon tough choices that can shape your campaign. This is one of them. Blowing up the sphere under the alien cannon is faster and safer, but it will compromise the ability of the sphere to cloak itself, making it easier to find all the other potential travelers. Surgically disabling the cannon will take more effort and will be riskier. All players discuss and choose one. In the case of a tie, the security section player makes a final decision, even if they're not on the away team. There we go, guys. What do you think? Let me know. I'll make the final decision anyway, because I'm security. So there. I'm always for the careful approach with these. Don't want to blow up some biolab and release some plague. Well, in this case, it's really just a matter of how controlled the explosion is. We're blowing something up. We're blowing up something. My cat was throwing up. What happened? Oh no, T-Coder. I hope she's okay. I'm asking the community whether or not we should get close and blow it up, the risky option that keeps the Dyson sphere cloaked, or should we blow it up from a distance, which is the safe option? But it looks like we've got overwhelming support for the risky maneuver, so I think hairballs. My bonbon hasn't had any hairballs yet. Fingers crossed. Touch wood. Alright. Overwhelming support for the risky option. I'm calling the vote there. And we're going to go to do the risky option. Secure the crash site. The Vanguard knows our last coordinates and will surely send a second team to investigate. Unless we find a way to silence the cannon that brought us down, they're in grave danger. Find a way to neutralize the cannon in Sector 3. When you fulfill the objective, you will be asked to discard this mission. Uh-oh. I moved my finger and I lost my page. Here we go. Hint, before you attempt to reach the cannon, consider resting. Bulbous cannon. The installation that downed our ship will prevent any rescue efforts. Come on, focus camera. Now I'm just improvising card text here. Come on. Work with me, bud. Work with me. The installation that downed our ship will prevent any rescue efforts. Someone needs to disable it. Sprint to the base of the cannon. This requires a basic and a strength. Well, that's alright. My security can do that. He's really good at that. Not even a sweat. Right, he's got one action left. So, I guess let's just go up there. We might as well, and then we can rest afterwards. We also now have to start resolving event cards, which is a bummer. I also wish I'd kept this now instead of this. I thought the resetting the time tracks thing might be important because I was setting up a bomb or something. I don't know. I kept that. Anyway, last action. Move up there. Roll the danger die. See what happens. that is nothing on track D there, so safe for now. So draw an event card. So now my understanding is we have to check the, when we draw the event card, we have to check cards for symbols that look like this one here in the upper left corner. And if there's a symbol like that and it matches the event card, something happens. If there's no symbol, then yeah, so because we're drawing for here and there's no symbol, we can just read the top part. There's no icons that match. Discard this card and progress all time tracks by 1. We don't currently have a time track, so that's fine. Let's just discard. This there was a similar mechanism in the prototype. The iconography was different, but it's the same thing. Glad to have you back with us, Hackers, in real time. Alright, so that's the end of both players' turns, so we're going to flip over the tokens, and I think we should make Riku the start player, because he's got everything to do, and currently Amir would just be sitting around doing nothing, I think. So 2 actions left. I think action 1 should be rest. Now, there's not any kind of restriction on where we can rest, right? I don't think there is. No, we just have to reduce the supplies track, but we don't have one in this anyway, because we've got plenty of supplies. But we do get to draw a section card, which is going to be backup plan. So let's hang on to backup plan and discard delaying tactics. And then also we get 2 dice back. So let's have this one. And also, it doesn't matter which of these 2 we take. So take this one. Oh. Okay. We're all set. So action number 2 is going to be to do the thing. Sprint at the target and blow it up. There we go. Sprint to the base of the cannon and blow it up, I guess. So for this we need a basic symbol plus a punchy symbol. Easy peasy, not a problem. So we'll take the punchy one, and then I think we take a basic symbol. Do we take both basic dies on the off chance we manage to roll? I mean, there's literally just one face on this die that screws this up. So I'm going to risk it. I'm a dummy. Oh, and then we also need the danger die. Alright, here we go. You can do it, security man! You can do it! Oh, are you kidding me? Really? Okay, so we got basically nothing of what we need. At least the danger die is not an issue. I mean, this is actually, ironically, the other symbol we need, but that's okay. This is the only face on this die that screws us. Like, what a pain. So, it's fine. We will spend this card here to reroll the blue die. Now, I swear to God. Dice games. Okay, there we go. Actually, amazingly, that's the Vanguard symbol. So now we can treat this as the arm, and then we don't need the arm on here, which is really kind of ass backwards, but we did it. I mean, I imagine he tripped, sort of. Like, he tripped and dropped the bomb, and it bounced off like a wall, and then bounced onto the cannon. Like, accidental complete success. So then we check to see if we've accomplished the thing, and we have, so we get to put this out. These die go to the spent area of our player board. And we can now resolve this level of the card, which is just replaced with point of interest 3. Okay, so now we can't actually exit, so that's good. Safe at last. The gun cannot target us here. So we've got 2 options. Disable the cannon or damage the cannon. Well, I can't do either of those things, and I'm all out of actions, so for now I'll just hang out. I guess. My ship, whom I love like a woman, is disabled. And you have to see these are not the same special actions, so you must pick one. And they both take you to different logs, so presumably there's a different different sort of outcome based on what you pick. I wonder if we disable the cannon, can we like turn it back on later? I suppose that has a deliberate, that's going to have some kind of meaningful impact later. Anyway, that's the end of that player's turn for now. I guess it's a little, like, you know, I'm into this. I'm having a good time. But also now if Amir goes up here, he doesn't have to run to the blind spot because I guess that, Riku already made it there, which is kind of funny. But I don't know. I mean, we could go up there, or we could just wander off over here. Like, I don't think he needs our help. I think he's got this. I think he's doing a great job. We could use improvised treatment here, our section card, to attempt to treat our injury. Just for context, the injury is really not a big deal, so I would pretty much just be doing this to show you guys the prepare action, which is this. But I mean, the actual odds of pulling it off are pretty limited anyway. Especially seeing as I don't have any other basic die over here, so maybe we'll just go for a wander instead. Although actually, if I threw both of these dice, the chance of them having the same symbol is incredibly likely. Am I really just going to spend my whole turn chilling in here, though? No, let's go exploring. That's more exciting. Is it the wise, intelligent move? When is that? When have I ever thought about that? Okay. We're going traveling. Action number 1 along here. So this means we have to roll the danger die or discard a thing. No, we're going to roll the danger die. Do you know why? Because the outcome's the same. We've already got an injury. This is not recommended for your actual gameplay. I'm just abusing the baby rules of the tutorial. Right, so this was made as fine. We are okay. We've done it. We've successfully arrived at Sector 8. Area 8. Area 8. And what could be here in Area 8? Ramir to discover. You're getting too far from the objective. You cannot progress deeper into the sphere until you complete your mission. Move your crew member back to Section 4, then continue your turn. Oh, I see. I was just trying to be efficient. But Riku's good at that stuff. Oh, actually, do you know, maybe I should have gone down here to the control room. I'll tell you what. Let's just, yeah, let's go down here to the control room and harvest alien components. Can we do that? We have nothing we need. That's also something Rico's good at. What else can I do? I can't do anything, right? Just travel, rest, prepare. Lift off, exertion. Yep. I don't see the point in going up to the blind spot because I've only got one action left now. And then I'll just have to come back next turn anyway. So, for want of anything better to do, we'll just rest again. And grab one more die back. And also, do we want this card? I feel like this was a really good card. Yeah, I liked this card a lot. I'll tell you what then, actually. Let's use this action here, the improvised treatment. We'll prepare and use the improvised treatment. I'm sure this will be fine. We just need 2 symbols the exact same. Oh, nobody can see that. Oh my god, if I just rolled double Vanguard symbol, that's like rolling double 6s. That's so incredibly unlikely. Is there only 1 Vanguard symbol on both of these dice? No way. Seriously? Oh my god, what a complete waste. That's literally the only thing I could have rolled here that would have screwed me is that symbol on either die. So all of the rest of these are all the same for me because of his function. Like, and instead I rolled double 6 wild. That's so frustrating. Anyway, we got rid of our injury. Good job. And that's the end of the round, so we're going to draw an event card. Maybe something exciting will happen. Structural collapse! The delicate carbon mesh breaks under your feet! You spend a lot of time freeing yourself. Progress all time tracks by 2. Should I have a time track? I haven't found a time track yet, so... I haven't got one. Oh, I completed the rank up and completely forgot. Hooray. Alright, so that's the end of this. So, let us go back to Riku. And... I want to disable the cannon, but the odds are less good. But I think the odds of disabling the cannon are still pretty good. Yeah, Hollenbeck. Yeah, I remember the time tracks from the other prototype. Yeah, since Riku can use basics as a spanner, I'm pretty good at disabling. So I might just disable it rather than damage it. I feel like I want to do that. In case I need to turn it back on later and shoot at people. So I'll just throw the basic red die. I've got a backup plan anyway, so it's fine. Disable the cannon! Well, it was the wild symbol, so we're all good. So we gain another success. Now, I do believe we can go over our 3 successes, and then that has some kind of impact later, so I'll take that. This card is replaced with P000, which I think is the card I spoiled in my unboxing. It is! It's the card I showed you all in the unboxing. And we read log 415. The thick armored panels were easy to detach, fortunately. With the turret's machinery exposed, it became even more apparent that it was a piece of a much cruder and different technology than the rest of the sphere. This, coupled with the fact that the turret had forcefully dug itself into the sphere with long claws, led us to conclude that the turret was left by some other race who discovered this sphere a long time ago. Whoever made it, it is clear that they wanted to prevent other species from studying this place. It's good we disabled the cannon before the rescue team, or the Vanguard itself, entered its firing range. Vanguard, this is the away team. We regrouped and got rid of the cannon that brought down the lander. No casualties. Any ETA on the rescue team? We're already on our way, away team. ETA 36 hours. Hold on tight. Do you have enough supplies to last that long, away team? Yeah, lucky for us, most of the stuff in the lander survived. We'll be cutting it close on the oxygen, but we should be fine. Excellent. You can proceed with your mission then. Please repeat, Vanguard. You want us to keep searching the place? Of course, there's nothing else you can do for now, and we need to know more about the structure before Vanguard gets too close. The scans you've provided indicate there's some sort of room within the sphere, near your location, filled with what looks like alien technology. Take a look and see what you can make of it. Copy that, Vanguard. Proceeding with the mission. And now we get mission card next. That one's gone. Now... Uh-oh, the global conditions might change. I don't like that. I like the condition where I have infinite resources. Mission, the Iris. The Vanguard is still barreling towards this alien structure. We must discover what's on the other side, and what its purpose is. Fully explore Sector 6. Oh, that's the control room. Fully explored sectors have a flag. Hint, read the description of locations on the planet board. Revealing the final point of interest of Section 6 requires an action elsewhere. If you get stuck and don't know what to do, go to log 600. That's exactly what I was thinking, Difter. We just take this cannon and we learn its power. Although it sounds like actually it was not even part of the alien technology here anyway, so who knows. Right, so we've got our new mission. We have to go to Sector 6, which says... Now, this is where we play Awaken Realms game of read my text, look at my art, and be clever. Many corridors converge in this room, but the machinery here is dead and without power. Okay. So... we have to turn the power on. Missed the Mass Effect joke. I did play Mass Effect 1 and 2 all the way through. Then my save file got corrupted, so I decided I didn't play 3. And then everyone said it was bad. But I was tempted by the Ultimate Edition that came out recently. I was like, oh, I could restart. Then I was like, I don't have time for that. I don't have time to play through all of Mass Effect. I'm too busy. Alright, what's this room up here? Can this enlighten us about what we should be doing? Trying to position this camera so you guys can see. Convex panels. A cluster of solar panels that once powered this section of the sphere no longer appears functional. Oh, they once powered the sphere, eh? Install a power company. Oh, that will turn the power on. Oh, that will resolve the thing, and then we'll be able to do the thing. Very good. The problem is, both of these rooms are good for Riku. Turns out that my security guy just happens to be good at these rooms. Never played Mass Effect. Boo, Mike needs a Mass Effect board game. Don't say that too loudly. Steamforge might get ideas. Yeah, look, I'm not going to buy a Steamforge campaign game. Although I did get Resident Evil. But we have ISS Vanguard now. Like, this is 20 to 60 hours. Like, I don't need any more space exploration right yet. Okay, so the problem is, yeah, there's little these things everywhere. So if I want to get the alien components, I've got like a bunch of roundabout things to do. Anyway, right now my choices are very simple. Amir's got one action left, so he's going to go back here, which means we have to throw the danger die, and it's the diamond again, which is nothing, so that's fine. Right? Yes, it is. And now he's all out of actions, so he has to resolve an event card. Yeah, all of the events, yeah. Progress all time tracks by 1. Hint, this may mean nothing. Yep, it does mean nothing. That's fine then. Alright, and now it's Amir's turn, and he's finally going to get to go to this room. Although really he should rest. He needs some dice. Yeah, let's rest first. Get some dice back, and then we'll go to that room. So you get to draw a section card. Oh, doing this literally off camera. We get to draw a section card. I got to take 2 dice back, so I did that already. With the red and the blue. And now we'll go and read log 30. That's our last action. That's fine. I mean, so far, given the actual effect of just a scratch, there's been literally no reason to spend a die rather than roll the danger die, because the worst thing the danger die can do in this game is spend a die. But chances are, well, there seems to be a reasonable chance it won't. Of course, Of course, it's quite likely that on most missions that the danger die would be a lot more dangerous. Alright, let's try this again, Amir. One of the technical corridors eventually led us to a small balcony attached to the inner part of the sphere. I like how he says we, like he's not all. We gasped, looking upon the enormous space contained within the object. Before us, a derelict of an entire solar system floated inside the sphere, its sun red and tired. We took preliminary readings and scans. It seemed apparent that the matter of this system, and probably many neighboring ones, was repurposed to build this enormous structure. But why go through all this trouble only to hide an old red giant and some mined-out rocks? The inside of the sphere is covered with solar panels aiming at the sun, yet all corridors and terminals we've seen so far are dead. Did something break the circuitry of this part of the sphere? And can we fix it? Place a random, nothing interesting face-up card in this sector and gain a success. Ah, so much success. I'm just the most successful. I'm the most successful. There's nothing interesting here. Okay. And that's the end of Amir's turn. So now we have to do an event. Eerie voices. A strong radio disruption comes from the other side of the sphere. Within the deafening white noise, we seem to hear some human words. Back-tainted Grail. Back the new Kickstart. Good game found thing. Buy the products. Oof, eerie. Alright, and we lose a die as a result. Alright, and that's the end of Amir's turn. So, flipping back over, pick a new start player, and off we go again. This is easy. I've got this now. So I kind of want to go down here and harvest the alien components. So I might just send Rico down there to do that. I know it's a bit of a detour, but I just want to. And he's the only one that can do it. And actually, potentially... Sorry, not Amir, Riku. Riku goes and does that. Amir could potentially do this. He can't get the spanner, but he could do 2 blues and a green. He does have that capacity. So... Kevin, this is just the core set, and I am in the UK, but I have the early review copy, so we are still, the backers are still waiting for their copy here in the UK, which are stuck at sea. And thanks, chat's got your back anyway, already answering the questions. So why not settle in and enjoy the adventure here with us while we play through the tutorial. So Riku is going to attempt this control room situation. And I probably actually should have rested before I came down here, now that I think about it. I also need to roll a danger die. So if this comes up bad, then I'll definitely have to rest. I feel like there was like, God, I keep rolling that one. Is that the most common symbol on this die? Yes, actually. It looks like yes. Yes, it is. It's 3 and the others are 2. And then there's a blank. Damn, now I think I just have to rest. Which is kind of... Well, actually, they're both going to have to rest anyway, so I don't have enough dice left. So we'll just rest. And we want this one back, and we want this one back, for sure. And then we get to draw a card. Okie dokie. And then it's time for Amir. And he'll just... I mean, he has to spend a die, actually, to get up there. I'm just trying to think if it's more... it doesn't... If I rest now, does it matter? No, it actually doesn't matter whether I rest now or rest later. So we'll just travel up here. And so we have to spend a die, so we will spend the blue one, I guess. Doesn't matter. Or actually... Yeah, I guess the blue one. And then we rest, and we take back a green one and a blue one. And we get to draw a card, which is, of course, going to be improvised treatment. Now we have to discard a card because we have too many. And... Actually, just discard that. It's fine. I don't even want it. Okay. Good. Done. Event. So we've got calculated risk in case this event sucks. Time passes. Progress the time tracks. Yeah, that's fine. I don't have any yet. Good. So that's all done, and we're back to Riku because I want to be. The Riku will now attempt the special action, harvest the alien components. I think I'll throw 2 red dice for this. And I just need 1 basic symbol or 1 Vanguard symbol, and I will be fine. Because I have this capacity to treat red basic symbols as though they're spanners, and the spanner will get me the yellow bonus thing. Uh-oh. Oh, come on! What is with you, man? Okay, well, there's no danger here, so these are basically both equally useless. So I guess let's, you know, I'm gonna try using delaying tactics first. Because I've also got the backup plan, which lets me change a red die to any face. But I feel like this is shit bad luck. That's like a 1 in 6 chance on this die, so I feel like we should be pretty good rerolling this one. Oh shit. Sorry, Difter, you and me both trying to do the same job there. Thanks, buddy. There we go. So there's the basic symbol we needed. So we've got the basic symbol. We can treat it as a spanner, which means we can trigger the bonus rank here, which lets us refresh a die and then go to log 230. So now, do we actually, we do, yeah, we resolved the whole dice check. So these go into here, and now we can refresh a die. I'm trying to think if I need one of these specifically for the next check. I don't know, but let's refresh this red guy, because I just feel like that spanner's super handy. So let's refresh our red basic die. And now we'll read the next log. The room Capcom spoke about was in the center of a web of technical tunnels. It was enormous, a dim cathedral of silent alien technology. The countless devices and consoles, though, all made of the same material, had a bewildering array of sizes and input methods. They had one thing in common, though. They're all inoperable. We've gathered some pieces of alien technology and decided to look for a way to switch them on. If the box is unmarked... If this box... Okay, so now there's a little ticky box. It says if there's no ticky, gain unique discovery 1. So, unique discovery 1 is this card right here. The only unique discovery on the sphere here. Exotic carbon allotrope. So this is something we can use in the ship management phase. Now let me read it. Come on. Oh boy, I sure would like to read this card. One day camera. When unloaded, place Research Project 01 alien materials in the awaiting envelope. Right, so I'm gonna... I do have a space up here for unique discoveries. I suspect that all of this will be done via the lander when we start playing the full game, but for now we can just hold it up there. And I guess I'm going to write my book now, and I don't have a pencil for that. So now I have to find a pencil. Oh, fortunately I keep it very close by. Tick the ticky box. Tick. Did it. Okay. Another disconcerting find is that many terminals and devices here are designed to accommodate users of different shapes, sizes, and numbers of limbs. Even though this wasn't a spacefaring civilization, and even though it used a single language, we must learn more about this place to form an opinion. Gain 1 success and 2 alien tech lead. Have I skipped a page here? I have. I've totally skipped a page. Ignore that. Sorry. Sorry, everyone. Nothing happens. Okay, so we just stay on... We just stay on harvest alien components. Was that his first action? Yeah, that was his first action, wasn't it? So he's got one more action. But I think, given that we have infinite packages, supplies, I think we should just rest, because I'm sure something bad is about to happen. Okay. Done. Event card. I think I just reset these event cards up here. Form a new deck of event cards. Hit them shuffle. And events. Do we have the symbol here in this one? We do. We have it right there. It's printed on the board. So the symbol is there. Structural collapse. Progress all time tracks by 2. Oof. Thank God that there's no time track, or else I'd be in trouble. It would have totally been done by now. Alright. And that's the end of Riku's turn. So, we're going to go back to Amir and see if he can get the power switched on. Come on, Amir. Turn on that power. I believe in you, buddy. You can do this. You can install a power coupling. So, we'll pick up all 3 dice for this. Now, we do have... oh, we actually really could use 4 dice. Do I rest and then do it? I'm resting so much. It's so cheap. I mean, if we roll a single refresh, then we're going to have to redo this whole thing. Sorry, if we roll 3 dice and we roll a single, we're going to have to redo this whole thing anyway. So I guess we just rest first. We get the blue die back. We get one of these. Which of these 3 do I want to keep? We'll keep the improvised treatment this time, I think, because both of these help me with dice, and I'm about to do this. Now we'll roll all 4. We'll do the special action. Yeah! Oh my god, nobody can see that. I can't even see that. Well, yeah, okay, because it's the blue and the green dice. Sorry, everyone. Here we go. These. Oh, well, it's a good thing I rested first, given the results there. Oh, it's not great. So let's use trial and error. So we get to spend one of these, change one of these to anything else. So there we go. Now we've just got vanguards. All vanguards. Lots of vanguard symbols. Which actually means that now I can do the bonus one. As though I have a spanner. So I actually only needed to roll 1 die. Maybe I should have just rolled 2 dice and used trial and... Actually, yeah, that's exactly what I should have done. I should have just rolled 2 dice and then used trial and error to set one to a vanguard symbol, and then I could have just done the bonus level. Oh, I'm such a dummy. Okay, one of these days I'll get the hang of this. Anyway, we've managed to pull this off. We get to refresh, which means all these dice go in here, and we get to refresh 1. So, let's take back this one. And then, we get to go to log 424. What's most startling? The samples don't resemble anything from our world. Oh, 424. God damn it, sorry, I'm getting dyscalculate and reading the wrong logs. I must apologize. The ancient machinery connected to the panels flickers with almost immediately begins to wane. The power coupling won't Oh, this is just narrative. The ancient machinery connected to the panels flickers and almost immediately begins to wane. The power coupling you've just installed begins to smolder. It won't last long. If you're playing the tutorial, read on. I'm ticking another box. I've ticked a box. Okay, now get out the global conditions card. Global conditions contain effects that influence the entire board. Right, the power ebbs through the structure in ancient terminals, flickering. The light makes travel a little easier. You have unlimited supplies in this tutorial. Great. Travel is now... you have to do a test. Oh, so actually now it's easier? Okay. Go to log 505. Alright, so this is the time track here. And basically the way this time track works is whenever we have to advance the time track, we put a little token on it, and it's basically just like the things the action you saw me do earlier. So the first time this goes out, so that would be 1, and then 2, 3, and then 4, and we'd go to log 505. Right, I'm just going to have a quick look in the rules, because I know that the event cards advance the time track, but I don't remember if there's also like a sort of a set advancing of the... I don't think there is. I think it's only when you draw an event that advances the time track that you have to advance it. But I just want to make sure that it doesn't advance for any other reason. Yeah, no. It's just when an event card would do it. That's fine. So that's 2 actions from Amir, because he rested, and then he turned the power on. So now he's going to draw an event card, and we're probably going to have to advance that time track. Oh, did I not get to... do anything else? Like, now that the power's on, do the machines not warp to life or anything? Was that the end of it? Yes, okay, there's a bit down here that I missed. Place point of interest 106 in Sector 6, right. So the power's come on, so this has changed over here. Good. Strange console. It's the first thing resembling an operable machine that we've seen in this place. So here we go. We've successfully managed to explore Sector 6. Oh, so that should also ask us to... it says here that when you've fully explored Section 6, you'll be asked to discard this objective, this mission. But doesn't say anything here. You can gain progress. Yep. Okay, so you need icons, like any of those icons to progress on the green track, but any combos of red and blue dice will advance you on the red track. Well, that's fine. I can probably do this. In fact, given my endurance and backup plan card, I think I'll be alright. Okay, so I'm surprised it didn't ask me to get rid of mission card 3, but never mind, because I guess we know what we have to do. We have to access the console. I'm just sorry guys. I'm just really surprised that Section 4, because I missed a bunch of text in 424, but now I've read it and it doesn't say anything about getting rid of mission card 3. It doesn't say anything on the Okay, well, I guess so we've done the objective, but maybe we haven't fulfilled the objective yet. Let us just assume that we need to access the console. It makes sense anyway. But that's the end of everyone's turns. We've all done 2 actions. So here's an event card for Amir. Rushing service bots. A group of black automatons stampede through the structure, oblivious to our presence. We'd better get out of their way. Roll the danger dice or exhaust a red and blue die. I'll just roll the danger die. That's fine. Yeah. Blank. So that's fine then. So we'll reset these, and then we'll just let Amir Riku resolve this console. I'm going to roll all the dice. I think it's going to be fine. I'm confident that he's just going to crush this. I need all 4 of these to show meaningful symbols. Actually, that's not possible, is it? Hang on. That can't... No, it's not possible. He can't do it in 1. Basically. Is the skinny. There's not really any... Oh no, that can be treated as a spanner. That could be a shield. This I could set to Vanguard. Basically, I need to get a little bit lucky somewhere. But at least there's no penalty. Oh, the red ones reset the green track? Oh, no. Okay, so, here's the situation, right? Like, these don't reset unless something tells you they reset. So, you know, if you get them up here or whatever, they'll just sit there. Even if you leave, they'll just stay there until another crew member can come back and work on them or whatever, or someone else you can swap over. So that's fine, unless, you know, something says they reset like this. Anyway, we've mostly got red dice here, so hopefully we'll be able to see these. Yep. Focus. Oh. There we go. We got a basic symbol. Another basic symbol. The muscle symbol and the Vanguard symbol. Okay. So that's good. That's good. That's good. Because we can spend endurance to re-roll the muscle. Come on, give me anything else. No, don't give me panic. Don't give me oopsie. I think that's just muscle again. Is that just muscle again? Damn it. Okay. Well, then we can spend the backup plan to change this to the Vanguard symbol. Right. And now I'm basically there. I just need one more thing. But I'm out of time for the time being. I don't think I can, expedite this. I'm trying to think if I could use this ability. I can spend a charge to draw a section card. And I think we can do these at any time. I actually don't know. But I also don't think it explained these even in the tutorial, like, advanced section, so I probably shouldn't really be using them. I just set them up because I know how to do it. Convert abilities are listed here. I don't think the crew special abilities are. No. No. Nope. So let's not use it. We'll just, so this is useless to us. We can't do anything with that. We can treat this as though we're a spanner, and these 2 are wilds. So that's effectively 3 successes with no penalties. So we'll go 1, 2, 3. And we're almost there. And then we will put these over here. We've got 1 action left, so we might as well rest. Which means I'm going to shuffle these, and we get to have 3 dice back. So I guess we take the red ones. Even though arm is kind of irrelevant. Riku just brute forcing the technology. Talk to any engineer, they'll tell you the same thing. It's just about brute force. Riku might as well have been in engineering. So got endurance. And that's actions, so now it's event. This is a T-zone, so time passes, advance the time track by 1. Now we have a time track, so we can actually do that. Boop. There we go. It advances. And that's our actions done. So we're over to Amir. I don't really... I kind of don't want to leave here with Amir. But there's no point in him installing the power coupling again. Obviously. So... maybe what we do is we travel back to here. And we have to spend a die to do that. So we spend his last die to travel back to there. And then we'll just do a rest and take back. I mean, this die is borderline useless for him because of his convert. Do we need alien Xeno technology? I don't know. I'm taking it anyway. There we go. So we get 3 dice back and we get a card. Which would be one of these. Okie dokie. And that's done. So that's 2 actions. So now he needs an event card. Please don't be... time passes really fast. That's eerie voices again. Have you backtainted Grail on Game Found yet? Why not? Ooh. There we go. All done. And we're done. And we'll just do Riku again, I think. Because I think he can finish this. Let's throw this one. I actually think we only need 1 die for this. Pretty sure we'll be fine with 1 die. Come on, Riku, you can do it, buddy. Yeah, so we treat that as a spanner. And that's our final step there. So. Are you getting anywhere? The power will go out shortly. Who knew interfacing with technology would be difficult, huh? You want to take the front seat? Well, no, it's just... Welcome, guests. Okay, I'm in. It's some sort of a welcome message with instructions and pictograms. Some of it in Chinese, some of it in English, some of it in French. And this part, I don't even know what this is. They were listening to us? But how? Earth is too far away, even for our first radio transmissions, to reach this place. That's a question for later. Now see that? It seems the sphere can open up. They wanted visitors to get inside. What for? There's nothing here. Just old, destroyed star systems. They must have a reason. Let me just try this and... You read us, Vanguard. We're opening the gates. Way! Well done! We read you, away team. Excellent job. We see an entire section of the sphere, several hundred miles across, slowly moving. We should be able to steer into the opening. Good job, away team. The rescue ship is on its way. We'll meet you inside. Captain, we're receiving a transmission from within the sphere. Congratulations, you've completed your first planetary exploration. Use this QR code to go watch a video. Open the Systems Maps book and mark Eye of the Void system with your current system bookmark. Oh, I'll show you guys this. This is fun, actually. We did get a bookmark. So, here are the current system is Eye of the Void. And what did I do with the bookmark? I think I left it in here. Oh, I didn't even take it out of the plastic. Look, it's got a little ISS Vanguard on it. So I don't know. It looks like it's supposed to go like that, but I kind of want to flip it around. There we go. Because then it's not working as well this way around. Yeah, it's better like that, even though... Now I can't see the Vanguard. Boo. There we go, that'll do. God, yeah, I remember the system book. It was complicated. I mean, it wasn't complicated. I mean, you know, it had lots of options about where we could go and all of these sort of multiple choice things down here. It's not CTG, so I have high hopes that you'll like this one. Board Game Dungeon, I resent that. I love Too Many Bones. And I have high hopes for Hoplomachus. It's not my fault that they didn't make... You know, don't get me started. Don't get me started. Alright, where are we going from here? Move card R2. Analyzing the message from research projects to the awaiting envelope. Right, research projects is over here. Here we go. So we've got a research project. New research project. Analyzing the message. Is there something we might have missed in the recording the builders left for us? Grants. Bridge upgrade research project. Cost free! The best kind of cost. Do not flip this over until you've researched it. That would be naughty. So that goes in the awaiting envelope. We also get research card number 1. Because we're playing the tutorial. Alien materials. Right, well, we should only get this if we actually got the unique discovery. If you failed to pick up the unique discovery, you technically don't get this. But I did get the unique discovery, so that's fine. If you got the unique discovery, also gain a success. Well, I did get the unique discovery, so kindly I will have another success, thank you. Count your successes. Subtract 1 for each crew member currently injured. There are none because I healed myself. So I've got 6 successes. If you have 4 or more, go to the best result. Well, thank you. I've crushed it. You did great. Are you sure you're new to ISS Vanguard? You avoided injuries and gathered a lot of success. However, keep in mind the upcoming planets will keep ramping up in difficulty. Don't let your guard down. Yeah, I mean, you know, I am not new to it. I've played like 3 planetary explorations like already, and like they were much harder than this. So, well spotted tutorial book. Vanguard, we're approaching the starboard dock. ETA 5 minutes. All systems are nominal. Copy that. How's your package? The package is fine, though it's hungry and needs a shower. You guys took your sweet time. It wasn't us who crashed the lander. Hey, we were shot at. Enough jokes. We're really happy to have you back in one piece away, team. Be advised, an extraterrestrial object. Be advised, this is the first time we have a craft returning from an extraterrestrial object. Please follow all boarding procedures carefully. After decontamination and debriefing in the hangar, take the green corridor to medbay. The security team will inspect you and sort out your discoveries while you get your checkups. Of course, we know the procedure, Vanguard. Just get me to the shower already. Alright. Back to the rulebook, where I think we're going to do our final steps of this mission. Called Tutorial Cleanup. Clean up cards and dice. Move any section dice from the table to their appropriate section compartments. Okay, so section dice. So dice aren't associated with a particular section person then, they just go into these trays. Right, so these are your dice. Boop, boop, boop. I guess I should put your dice in here. Oop. And then I probably should have put away the other section of dice as well. So here's recon. And also engineering, who fell on the floor. You're drunk, engineering. Go home. You don't tell me what to do. I built this ship. Right. Sorry, guys, this is probably going to be real boring. I can do this off camera, but I mean, I could just do it on camera. I don't think you're going to see anything else particularly interesting here. So I'm going to sign off now, but then I'll keep doing this on camera just in case you want to see it, because I'm going to do it anyway. But thank you for watching the tutorial of ISS Vanguard. I'll probably pick up where we left off here for the next stream, but I don't know. I'll have a chat with the boys, see if one of them wants to come play it, and if so, where we will pick up. And how we'll organize that. Otherwise, I'll just keep going on my own. But I thoroughly enjoyed this first mission. I'm not convinced they've solved all the problems I had with the prototype, but who knows? Maybe I'll be pleasantly surprised as we continue. And maybe I'll find... Maybe we'll see. But I'm optimistic. I enjoyed that. The story was compelling. And yeah, let's see how it goes from here. And yeah, I need to get Chris to come and play. I mean, the thing about me and Chris doing well, Chris and I have to do Oathsworn, so it won't be Chris. Like, quite frankly, Chris will not be playing ISS Vanguard with me because we can't play remotely anyway. Because I only have the one copy of it, and also like for me and Chris to get together personally is pretty difficult just because of our working hours. Michael loves co-op games. That's true. We can drag Ollie out of hiding. He did play it the most when it was a prototype. So, we will see. But yeah, if Michael comes back, we still have to finish Tainted Grail, Descent, Journeys, Legends of the Dark, or whatever that one was. What else am I playing with Michael? I'm sure we're playing like a bunch of cooperative things. Or is it just those two? Maybe it's just those two. He's also desperate to play Sleeping Gods. So, Michael's got a big long list of things he wants to do. But we'll see. Gloomhaven with Michael. Oh yeah. And video games. Yes, Brian, don't worry. We'll be doing some scary games for Halloween. I promise. Yeah, and Michael and I want... Well, having played through Gloomhaven, Jaws of the Lion with Chris, and having played the online version a fair bit, I'm not sure if... you need to finish Jaime as well. Yeah, I mean, technically, Chris and I still haven't finished the first Jaime campaign, which we started. We're about halfway through, which was going horribly. And I haven't progressed Spreading War at all, which I was playing solo. And Etherfields, yeah, I do intend to come back to Etherfields. I've got I just haven't sorted out the Wave 2 stuff yet. Yeah, there's so many games to play. I wish I could stream everyday Hackers, and then we could just play all the games. But we'll get through it, you know. I'm not going to stop streaming, so we'll see. Oh yeah, me and Michael planned to play... Me and Michael originally backed... I mean, I think we have a first edition of Gloomhaven. We backed it together on Kickstarter when it was first out because we like fantasy adventure games and we thought it looked like fun. Now that I've actually had a chance to really play it and get to grips with the system, I really think Michael would like everything about it except that mechanically it's quite demanding, which I think he'd be fine with, except for the communication limitation. I think he'd hate that. I think he'd hate the fact that you can't coordinate your moves completely openly. And I think he'd get really frustrated with it because he is I mean, to be fair, he really, really likes Regicide, but Regicide is very, very short and quick. It's a cooperative card game with communication limitations, but it takes 20 minutes to play. Gloomhaven is a lot more long and complicated and involved. So I don't know if he would actually enjoy it in the end. Because he does like cooperative games, but he also likes really collaborative games. Like, he did not like Spirit Island. Because it's not as collaborative. It's hard to be fully collaborative in Spirit Island. You know? You sort of rely on people to sort of do their own thing and make their own plans. I just got my copy of Explore It, Domain of Mirza Noctis. My first entry into the series, and it looks so choice. Well, Brian, yeah, Explore has always been something that was tempting to me, but, you know, so many games, so little time, I just didn't get a chance to try it. Maybe I should message them and see if they have a copy I could have. Something. Just know that no one follows the communication limitation. Kevin, Chris and I streamed the entirety of Jaws of the Lion following the communications limitation. And when I played the video game online with my buddy, we followed it the entire time as well. I mean, it breaks down a little bit, but by and large, we did our best to play in the spirit of the game the whole time. So, you know, I mean, ultimately, you're right, though. The point, I guess, to be made is do what is fun for you. You know, play the game the way you would enjoy it. And if you don't like it, just don't do it. You know. Well, for what it's worth, I kind of like. I quite like it. Well, I kind of like not. I like the suspense. I like the excitement. I like not micromanaging each other's actions either. So I quite appreciate what it's trying to do. You'll see in the if you ever watched our Jaws of the Lion live streams, you would see that commitment like break down slightly as the adventure goes on. You know, like we're very committed to it at the start of the adventure, and then as things get more and more desperate towards the end of the dungeon, you know, we get it starts to break down a little bit. So, but not completely. You know. Yeah, well, exactly, Brian. I think that's the other thing. Like, it does stave off AP, which is a good thing. And, you know, Chris and I both have Frosthaven coming as well, so we'll definitely be dual streaming that at some stage. Right. Anyway, we will now see what more we've got. I do think we have a few little upgradey bits. Looks like we're going to get to promote the crew because we completed the rank up objective. So that's fun. But first we have to put away turn tokens. These bits I'll go back into the thing. That's fine. Time markers, which we didn't even use. Are these supposed to go out here? I don't know why they have specific time tokens for this. But yeah, all of these little bits just go back into the trays or baggies. By the way, there is a baggie that comes in the box. Which I thought was for a specific kind of token, because it's got tokens printed on it. So they don't really give you baggies. You'll have to find your own. But they do give you this baggie, and I thought it was telling me put the tokens that match the symbols in the bag, but it's not. This is a save bag. So you use this to save the tokens that you've earned, not to store the tokens that come with the game, if that makes sense. So like if I'm going to spend a bunch of these now, any I have left over, I'll save in here for the next time I play. So that's a save baggie. Remove all section cards that were used in the tutorial, along with tutorial event cards, tutorial injury cards, mission cards, and the tutorial global condition. From the game. Ooh. Okay. So there's also a removed from the game box. So it said all the section cards are removed from the game. Don't. I'm not going to remove my characters, am I? I like Demir. I got to like him and Riku. Oof. Remove all other PO. Tutorial injury cards. Anyway, there is a removed from the game section at the back of this box. And I've stored sort of a few extra bits in there, but that's fine. So, effectively, these are all just going to go get dumped in there. But I might bag them up, actually. I can at least keep them. I don't know how every card you're going to get removed from the game fits in here when there's all of these cards. Maybe you don't remove that many from the game, I don't know. So the event cards are out. Injury cards, mission cards. Okay, so we're not really going to save too much of the point of interest cards then. Place all the nothing of interest cards, both from the planet board and the POI pile, to the points of interest in A. Remove all the other POI cards from the planet board and the POI pile from the game. Alright, so we're keeping our 0 point of interest cards. But the rest of these are all getting removed from the game. Right, trying to pick up stuff that's printed on the board. Right, so that's all out of here. These are out of here. I guess this is out of here too, because I don't know what I was supposed to do with that. I know I'd unlocked a research. I've got the research that it unlocked, so that's fine. How about the rank up card? Oh no, I keep the rank. Success, discoveries, rank up card, crew boards. Okay, it has a little check here, so that's gone. And actually, these are all gone too, because these are just enders, right? I have a little baggie here that I will purpose for this. These are the tutorial bits for use one day when this game moves on to someone else. Bye-bye. Okay. Promote the crew members! Should we go to, I mean, the Planetopedia we can probably put away. We'll see. Oh! There's always one! I guess we can have the, where is it? Come here! The ship book! I mean, I'm not doing a ship phase, but we should at least open it at the correct time, which is... Oh, where is it? Right, mid-bay. It's before that. There we go. Leaving the planet. Go to docking. Coming home. We're home! Since the rank up card was flipped to the completed side during the exploration, all crew members in the away team rank up. Replace their rank 1 sleeve with a rank 2 sleeve. Rico and Amir, I'm so proud of you. Good job. Well done. Oh no, now I'm attached and I'm going to be sad when they die. They're so grown up. Is there like a Gloomhaven retirement function in this? Where they just retire because they got too old to adventure? Can we do that instead of them? Like, I know they're gonna die. And I'm gonna be sad. Remove the tutorial rank up card from the game. Right, okay, that can go in the tutorial baggie then. Buy dice. You can use your success tokens to buy additional dice for each section. The cost to do this is 1 success token for each die a section currently has. In this way, all sections will always have the same number of dice. Buying a dice... okay, because each section currently has 5, the cost is 5 success tokens. If you have that many, which I do... Return 5 success tokens to the box. 2, 3, 4. Get out of here. With one left, it's gonna go in this bag. Now you should buy the following dice because they're clearly the best dice. Where are they? This one. This one. This one. And this one. These are high risk, high reward. They have many Vanguard symbols, but also many oopsies. So, GG. Rip. Alright, then that's basically it. You're now ready to go through your first ship management. Oh, actually, the ship book was already filled with your... now perform the following steps. Okay, so there's some steps here I have to do before we can sort of do ship management properly next time. So let us go through these steps because I don't want to have to do it next time. What is this? Security, you get the red one. God, security has so many red dice. Engineering gets the blue one. Who are you? Recon. You get one of these. They're both the same. No, you're science. It doesn't matter. They're both the same. Okay. Place the awaiting envelope on the table. Right. It should have these in it. And these need to be in here. Open the ship books to page 28 and 29. Alright, we're done docking. We're done debriefing. We're moving on to unloading. Move the unique discovery 1 to found discoveries. Uh-oh, what did I do with it? Oh no. That's why they have an awaiting envelope. So you don't accidentally... Oh, it's here. Thank God. Is it possible to play more than 2 sections if you're just one player and not recommended, or is it not possible? Kevin, so I addressed this earlier actually. You can when you're one player, you play all 4 sections during ship management, and it's recommended you control 2 sections for planetary exploration. You can do 3 or 4 if you want. There's nothing mechanically in the game that would make that not work or stop working. But also, they don't recommend it. Now, they recommend it in Ether Fields, a solo player control 1 character, and I decided to double-hand it, and I was filled with regret. So, maybe follow their recommendation and take 2 sections for planetary exploration. It's probably better. And Brian, thank you so much for that. That's really, really, really kind of you. Your math is very, very generous. I mean, I was actually quite shocked to see the shipping of the mug. For those of you that don't know what this is about, Patreon supporters at a certain level get a mug. Brian has earned himself a mug by being a very generous and kind supporter of the show on Patreon, which I've sent out to... Oh, I've got all the packaging set up. It's going in the post tomorrow, Brian. But the mugs, I might have to revise this policy, actually, because it used to be quite cheap to ship a mug to the States and even around the world. Now it's like tripled in price, which, you know, is what it is. The global shipping crisis and all that. But for now, I'm committed to the mugs. I still have some left, so they'll still be going out. But it's so... I didn't ask for Brian for the shipping, so it's just another sign of his deep altruism. Thank you very much, Brian. That's very kind of you. I do appreciate it. All right. Unique discovery in the wallet. This looks like... Yes, there we go. Alright. If you have any success from tokens, put them into the Ziploc bag for saving. Yes! I even earned an extra one. You see? See how successful my mission was? This means that if the next mission sucks, it was whoever came to play with me that blew it. So now we have to put... So now we have to go and move along to resting crew. Right, medbay. Where's resting crew? Critical injuries, moderate injuries, light injury. Oh, resting crew's not even here. It's here in the box. Okay. Right, because no one was injured. Each section's player moves any crew members on their crew boards to resting crew in card tray B. So Riku and Amir have earned themselves a break. So off you go into the resting crew thing, which actually shouldn't be there. It should be there based on how I've organized this. Right, with the other two crew from before. The two we didn't use somehow are already resting. Each player takes 2 random cards from recruits and places them face up on the table. Each player picks 1 new crew member for each of their sections. Insert these crew members into rank 1 sleeves. Okay. So now we're going to randomly get some new recruits. But I might save that for the next stream, because then I can pick it with anyone who comes to play with me, or do it on my own, because unfortunately we couldn't get anyone. Let's find out. Right, and then it's basically just on with the game. So I think we're pretty much all set up for next time. I suppose actually I need to do this, but these are still awaiting. We'll get to discover what happens with them on the next stream, which will begin with a ship phase, I suppose. I'll try to make it a ship phase and then a planetary exploration. So that we're doing sort of, you know, one of each in a stream. It might be quite long, but anyway. Daniel's here. I missed the tutorial. I have to rewatch tomorrow. Looking forward to receiving my copy soon. Yeah, Daniel, I've thoroughly enjoyed this tutorial playthrough. It's been very good. So, Eddie, we've just wrapped everything up. Everything's put away. And now we're going to be coming back at some stage in the future, hopefully, to try the ship phase, and we'll be doing the next planetary exploration. But the mission was no spoilers. I won't even talk about it. You're going to have to go back and see how it went all for yourself. You know, and then, you know, come and check out the next episode. So I recognize a lot of faces here, but if there's anyone in chat here who's not subscribed to the channel, make sure you subscribe. Oh, that's the alarm. It's time to wrap up. Make sure you subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the next episode of ISS Vanguard, because we will be back. It'll be after Essen. We're off to Essen next week. And then when we come back, we'll try to get ISS Vanguard back on the table as soon as possible. So thank you all so much for joining me this evening. This was a lot of fun, and I'm excited to press on with ISS Vanguard and see where we take the ship next. Hey, Ralph. I'll see you in Essen. Goodbye, everybody, and thanks so much for watching. And to everyone who supports the show, my deepest thanks. Good night. Bye-bye.